Yeah, I like that. I like that they're doing that. I did see it, though most of the times that I saw it, it wasn't super successful. But of course, the team needs time to develop. The players need time to teach themselves new ways to play Dota. And as you mentioned, I'm loving that they're going that route because more of the games you're gonna have to go for meta picks, and if you're actually threatening to your enemies with some meta picks as well, it's gonna open up for the cheese picks as well. So a lot of potential on this team to develop. I just think they're not there just yet, though. This second phase of this tournament is it's only halfway, so Lilgun, they have a lot more games to play, and I'm curious to see if they can prove me wrong. I'm kind of hoping they do.
Yeah, this is, I think, for a lot of teams here as well, as what we have. I'm trying to think of Division 2 teams that we have in here. Neon, Lilgun, Army Geniuses, Motivate, Execration, I think, if they got knocked down. I'm trying to remember now. And there could be also open qualified teams in UDV and Yangon. I just think this tournament in particular is really, really important to try and set yourselves up in a position to learn the meta and then potentially for teams fight in open qualifiers to make it into 2 or 3, or for the Division 2 teams to get a really good understanding of the meta before 2 or 3 starts, and then put yourself in a position to be promoted into Division 1 for the next DPC. That's really what I'm looking at for this Pro Series in a whole. Like, we have this patch at the moment with 7.31C. I think maybe after the major, we might have another tweak. We might get lucky. I hope we do before the next tour. But this is just, you're really, again, continuing to develop. And that's something you mentioned about Lilgun. And I'm excited to see also how some other teams, because we've got some roster changes. So I think it's just a really good time for Dota, and especially for Southeast Asia, because these teams, you've got these tournaments to be able to work on things.
5 seconds remaining.
So I haven't looked at Polaris for quite some time, other than the few games I watched here in the BTS Pro Series. Do you think that they are the kind of team that can make the Lycan work? I just don't remember them playing it.
I am a little bit more. I don't know as well about Nevermind's hero pool. So I am not sure, honestly. I have to imagine. I've seen Natsumi play before, so there's definitely the capability of Natsumi playing it. Nevermind is kind of floated in rosters here and there. The ex-Laos player. I think MY, he was on there for a little bit of time. I'm trying to remember some of the other teams that Nevermind was playing on. There was some in Pro Series, I think like Dreammaker or something like that. He liked the offlane initiator type of heroes. Tide, Mars, I saw him on pretty often. But I have to imagine he can pull out the Lycan.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard of a hero, though. Lilgun, okay, they go for the Iris Storm. I love this combo. I think it's just insane how much damage the Storm can do there with the overcharge. He benefits from the attack speed so much. People tend to forget just how important it is for the Storm Spirit to have the attack speed as well. I'm loving what Lilgun are going for. Though, when I look at Snapfire and the Undying, they aren't really the supports that the Storm likes to play against, because they're not easy to kill. Both of these heroes are very, very tanky.
And I think it's also, these supports give a lot of team fight. You can rally around a Tombstone, and Storm can lack some team fighting prowess. Of course, when you go Scepter, then your team fight is really, really strong. But at that stage, Polaris, you see how their lineup is going to shape up. You can drop Tombstone. You don't really have a good combo with Mortimer Kisses, which is a bit of a concern. But this Quap pick is very good. It's a absolute bully of a lane against the Storm Spirit. Sanctity's not going to have a good time at all. There's minimal stuns that Quap has to be worried about. And even the stuns that he has to be worried about, he's probably going to go like first item BKB, and he should get it at a pretty good timing because of this really good lane. So I like the Quap a lot for Polaris.
What if they're going to play an IO Storm offlane and they put the DK in the mid lane, who pretty much does not care about the Queen of Pain? If it's a Lycan safe lane, the minus armor won't hurt the Storm that much, because or the wolves won't hurt the storm that much. The Snapfire will be a position 4 most likely, and just because he has solid amounts of armor. So I'm actually thinking that Lilgun do have ways to approach this laning stage where the Queen of Pain won't be able to exercise her bullying capabilities.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like an 11 hero. That's my only concern. It doesn't seem like 11 can play the Storm off lane. Sanctity is very, very good. And maybe, honestly, it's okay with putting it versus the Quap. Maybe Lilgun, what they're going to put emphasis on is smoking out, getting to their small camp, trying to get a ward down, protect their small so Polaris can't block it, and then Storm can just shove the lane out early, go back, farm the small camp. Maybe you've got a Grimstroke that's very good at stacking, you've got an Eye that's very good at stacking. So maybe just go for really strong side lanes so the supports can put a little bit more priority on helping Storm get over that rough hump of a bad start.
5 seconds
Could be the
remaining.
case. The thing that I think that Lilgun really have to address is destroying the Tombstone. I think for now, other than the overcharge, they don't have anything, and I'd like them to have a hero that can actually deal well with that one. I was thinking about a PA going well with the Grimstroke in the lane, but I'm not sure that the PA wants to be expending her hits onto the Tombstone.
Do you like having I guess a PA Grimstroke's a really good lane, but are you hoping for a better carry pairing though with the IO? That's my only thing.
Well, for the first 20 minutes, he's mostly going to be playing with the Storm either way.
That's true.
That's how I'm looking at it. You know, usually we see the Storm with the Coddle or with the IO Storm, IO Lash has been very popular for a very long time. Nerfed a little bit, but still pretty powerful. So I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to have a hero that is reliant on the IO right now just because you have the
10
Storm.
seconds remaining.
My concern for
Radiant
Lilgun is I
team
don't know who they put in front of towers, because you can't put IO there, you can't put Storm. DK won't deal with summons. You could maybe put him there, but I think he will probably still die. Polaris have a lot of damage early, especially with their ultimates at level 6. So I don't know if there's a carry though that you can just
10
pop in front of a
seconds remaining.
tower.
I'm kind of looking at
5
Lilgun as
seconds
more
remaining.
let's jump on them rather than
What the hell? Oh my god. What is this here? Alchemist.
I actually see Polaris have good ways of hunting him. To be honest, all of their heroes can constantly fight. I'm not sure that this is the approach. They also have the burst damage.
I can't remember the last time I saw an Alchemist. What's this pick? What is he doing? Oh no. Oh, alright, what's the pick? What's Polaris go for here? Oh no, you're gonna nurse a matchup. Oh, this is so rough. Oh no.
To be honest, this is looking like a pretty good Ursa game because this hero can just run wherever he wants. You have the Lycan to take down towers. You have the Queen of Pain to finish off heroes fast before the IO can heal them up. You have the Undying Tombstone for the team fights. Whereas if you put it somewhere on the high ground, and it's not hard to do because the Alchemist will be in the jungle, it's gonna be tough for Lilgun to fight. The heroes on the side of Polaris are very hard to burst down, and Lilgun, when you look at DK, Grimstroke, Storm, you want to destroy one hero, but you just don't have that much damage. But then again, how do you defend the towers? That is the problem for Lilgun. As you said, who are you gonna put in front? Every single hero on the side of Lilgun can die easily to the burst, even if it's the DK next to a tower, and then the tower falls. The Alchemist's map gets smaller. I'm a big fan of the hero, but I just think that Polaris have everything they need to deal with it.
I like this Ursa pick a lot. I think it gives you mainly gives you Roche taking potential, and you already had kind of objective taking potential in regards to tier 2 towers. Hitting high ground's a bit more difficult, but it's a strong lane. Polaris have very good lanes. Quap vs Storm, Ursa Undying into a DK IO, which sounds pretty goddamn good. I think Ursa's going to free farm that lane, so I'm saying it's like a 70-30 outdraft. I feel like Lilgun will put in quite a position where they tried to pull something out of the hat of the Alchemist. They forgot the Ursa was still in the pool, and it looks like a beautiful Ursa game.
Yeah, you know, one of those games when the Ursa gets like 5, 6 swipes on the Alchemist, and the Alchemist gets back up to full, and he's coming back like, oh, I'm gonna destroy everyone, I'm back to full, and then the Ursa just kills him in a second just because he has so many Fury swipes on him. That is a very likely scenario in this game, just because you have nothing, to burst down the Ursa. I say nothing that can stop this man. Literally, Sanctity agreeing with me there. So I'm very afraid here for Lilgun. But of course, an Alchemist inside of a game, if Polaris for some reason just stop the aggression for like 5, 6 minutes and this Alchemist gets some big items, you itemize correctly. Let's go for a Halberd on the DK at some point, a Halberd on the Alchemist at some point, and you're able to disarm the Ursa, they might just have a chance. But I think for Lilgun to win a fight, they have to kill the Ursa and they have to get away from the Tombstone without losing a hero to the burst damage of the Queen of Pain, and that already sounds very, very tough to do.
Yeah, I think that's one thing though, that like Polaris don't really have ways to force them to fight into the Tombstone. You don't have stuns, so, and Radiant you can zip away. Alchemist can be pretty sustainable, so can the Dragon Knight. I guess the supports are going to struggle, but maybe that's something, like you said, just, you know, get a quick kill onto the Ursa, look to avoid the Tombstone, go back in afterwards. I do think Dire are pretty heavy committal on their ultimates, like Shapeshift's a long cooldown, Sonic Wave's a long cooldown, Tombstone's big, especially if you're playing off Tombstone. Of course, Undying can kind of play different roles depending on what game, and play hard with multiple kisses. Oh no. Oh, you hate to see it. What? Oh no, Sanctity DC. That is so rough. What do you do? Is this just a gentleman's agreement now? They just let him walk away?
You let him go. You let him go, but he has to play a song on the mandolin later on for you. So I guess that's the approach. I think Polaris, they seem like good guys to me. Imagine now they kill him, and I just said that they're bad people if they do so. Pretty much, I think they're gonna let him go. There's no way that they go for him.
Oh? Yeah, okay. They say screw that. We're gonna jump him instead. Sanctity. One more right click and he's killed. Oh no. And now 11-2. Oh, you hate to see it. You truly hate to see it.
Okay.
30
Okay,
seconds to
so
battle.
and justify the means, I guess. You lost your soul, but you got the first blood. Okay, Polaris. Good call, I guess. And who got the first blood? Oh, it was Xavier. So it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's at least they didn't give the kill to the Queen of Pain or the Ursa.
Oh no. That would have been the worst case scenario if the cop gets first blood already in a winning matchup, and oh, you're lucky they didn't tip him as well. I'm kind of surprised they didn't tip him, but all right, well, Polaris off to a flying start in our game one.
Yep. All thanks to their awesome playstyle, not to any unforeseen circumstances. Play hard. He's gonna get an unstable concoction to the face. Could this be a kill?
Hang on, what? It might be. Oh, he's got Fairy Fire if need be. Unstable concoction level 1. Did he use this for a rune? I wasn't seeing, but what?
He did secure the rune, but I don't know. It doesn't feel that great. Usually you'd like the acid spray for sure, because the unstable concoction doesn't really give you much. As soon as they see you charging it up, they're gonna start going into the trees.
Interesting. Interesting. He's got an okay mana pool, 1.3 regen. Did you just spam the unstable concoction with stroke? As apologies, I'm trying to theorycraft as 11 gets killed off.
I think we can make some assumptions to why he did it, but I think we should just let it go. Maybe it's just a level 1 thing that he wanted to go for. I still think the acid spray is much better, especially with the wolves having 0 armor. They pretty much melt to it. So in my mind, he probably thought he could get the kill there, or maybe as you said, he went for the rune. I think those are the only 2 viable options.
Well, we see mid lane die. They have blocked up the small camp, which is very important when you're versing a Storm Spirit. And Lelouch's gone for that second point in the dagger. So Sanctity is probably going to be forced back to the jungle pretty shortly. At least he does have the bottle now for the Storm to play with.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that small camp, and that is the main thing that you go for when you are a Storm Spirit in a losing matchup. And you don't have many of those, so Lelouch will definitely be a nuisance to him. 2 points in Shadow Strike. It wouldn't even surprise me if he went for a third one, though. Most likely, given that the Storm will be running into the jungle, you just max out the Scream for being able to kind of match the farm of the Storm.
And with our other lane up top, Natsumi was getting that kill onto 11 prior, so the Ursa's already off to a good start. And you know, we were saying this is looking like a pretty good Ursa game. Is bottom though
Bottom
play
lane?
hard? He's in a bit of trouble. Maybe it's gonna be Ace in trouble though. That Scatter Blast along with the Wolf Summon. Oh, never mind. Doing a really good job to try and body block Ace, but he just slips past the wall there. So a lot of damage dealt onto both supports down bottom. They're going again. Oh, play hard stepped way too far over the mark, and he'll be penalized for that.
Yeah, and already a Soul Ring on the Alchemist, so he'll be able to spam out the spells as much as he can. He's gonna need some extra regen for the Grimstroke, and for now the Grimstroke doesn't have a courier, so that could be a
Oh, mid
a
lane,
big deal
hang
for sure.
on.
Mid lane.
Oh, Lelouch! The Mano, they were both just standing still trying to man fight in the end. Lelouch gets a kill, denies himself to the creep, so he's going to come back with full resources.
Look at top lane, actually 11 having 24 CS. I guess some of those are the small camp there, but still that's quite a lot. Usually you would expect the Ursa to do more in that lane, but Wisp plus anyone, just the sustain is insane. So I'm liking that the Ursa now has the boots of the Orb of Venom. Finally this lane should be starting to feel a bit tougher for the DK.
Natsumi? Yeah, you see the sustains. Alright, they're on once again. I mean, what's going on? What's Snapfire doing? Thinking about rotating mid, trying to put the Storm in the bin?
That seems to be the case. I think they know where the Storm is right now, and it is not a good position for the Snapfire to come over. So in my mind, pressuring the Alchemist would be a bit more of a focus, especially because you're a Snapfire playing against a melee hero. Can actually apply so much pressure. So I think this movement towards the mid lane, they're maybe just trying to crush the Storm and make sure that Lelouch has the most perfect game ever. And with the Water Rune also not going to be going towards Sanctity, it might actually happen.
They're thinking about stepping in. Play hard, just waiting for that extra dagger to slow him down so we can land the abilities, and Sanctity will tick out. Trying to play around with the bottle charges. Raindrop's going to be up shortly, but not the case. As there we go. Lelouch gets another kill, and now he's got a Water Rune to freshen himself up a little bit.
That was a bit of a mistake from Sanctity. He only started drinking the bottle like half a second before the tick came out. I think he could have survived that one. The question is, did he want to, though? I think he was kind of unsure at that point what he wants to do. But either way, we talked about the Queen of Pain having a good start. There it is. He actually went for the 3 points in the Shadow Strike. So it's all about bullying the Storm. I think he shouldn't come near this lane until he's level 6.
The one nice thing at the, well, I guess bottom's going pretty well, is they're actually getting aggressive once again onto the Snapfire. 4-2-3. Picks up another kill on the Alchemist. Ace 12 might get chased down as Nevermind's going to even out the trade. Now, can he even turn to 4-2-3? Unable to stand his ground with this Lycan Wolves inside the spray. Top lane. Oh my lord, 11's got 12 stacks on him? I don't know how we got the 12 stacks, so Natsumi's going to turn to Kishka instead. And Molly too will have plenty of stacks on him, so Natsumi can get a kill.
Mid lane.
Oh, not again. Lelouch has the ultimate already in the arsenal. You were saying that you didn't want to see the Storm Spirit play mid, and unfortunately it seemed like he was forced to come here to defend the catapult wave, and well, that'll give up his life for another time.
That's so unfortunate. He needed help. He definitely should have asked for help to deal with the siege creep, but that's gonna make it his 4th death of the game. I guess at least Lilgun, they have kind of an out for their fans. Our enemies, they weren't being good sports, and they killed us
hang on a
early
second,
on
top
when it
lane?
shouldn't have happened. Oh,
11's getting chased down in the tree line.
Radiant's
Then,
middle
oh,
tower is
11.
under attack.
Nice sidesteps. No way he's able to make it away. Okay. They've won this time. Gotta catch him inside the triangle, inside the jungle. And now bottom? Never mind.
Top tower is under
Shapeshift used, but they won't get anything out of the Helm Dom. So a bit unfortunate of the first ultimate from the Lycan.
okay, this is the worst kind of situation you want to be in as the Alchemist. Alchemist wants to farm. He is actually thinking about going for a Radiance, so until like minute 12, 13, until he gets it, he's not going to be doing anything. And the question is, does he even get it at that point? He has to go only 1 point in Grievel's Greed. There are no stacks. Polaris are so much stronger, and we talked about the Queen of Pain being this hero that can burst everyone down. With this kind of a start, it's going to be even easier to do so. So right off the bat, Lilgun, I wouldn't want to be in their skin.
Yeah, Radiance is very slow. I mean, I guess it's nice versus the Lycan. It's pretty good versus the Ursa. But... oh, it's greedy. And like you said, they've got no stacks. Top lane... I was going to mention that top... it was starting to go really well, and then Natsumi picked up levels, and they're going to get another kill on 11 now. It's Natsumi with boots and all but Venom. They can just chase down 11 with ease. They're even going to body block him up for good measure. And this tower's going to... it honestly might go down now.
Yeah, not with this wave, but the next one is coming already, so Natsumi's gonna probably start applying pressure. And Storm, no way, he dies again.
Oh, it might. Oh, okay, just gets out of the Sonic Wave. Are you able to even up the trade? You gotta take whatever you can get. You are still feeding the Beast and Lelouch, which is a bit scary, but I don't know, when you're down this much, you're kind of happy to get a little bit of golden experience.
And this is the kind of game that you do go for an Orchid on the Queen of Pain. I think the Storm right now, we all know that you want to go for 3-4 nulls and then into a BKB, but I think this is a game where you have to go for a Yules. If you try to go for 4 nulls and Power Treads BKB, you're gonna die 10 more times in the mid game. You need a way to remove that Orchid. You should expect it to come at a certain point. Just wait for one item on the Queen of Pain and then just make sure that you adjust your build accordingly.
This is... I really don't know what you do on Lilgun. You've already lost the tier 1 mid, so now Lelouch and Play Hard can look to connect top, so they can claim this tower and get a little bit more kills. But it probably cost Xavius his life. Actually, a nice cookie to reposition the Undying out of harm's way. We've even got to drop a tombstone here, maybe just to farm some of the stacks that have been left over. Nothing crazy, but there you go. Second tower's been claimed.
Yeah, and when you look at Dota, always it's the enemy safe lane tower that you take down first to open up the map for you to have a bit more farm and to feel a bit more safe on the bottom part of the map for your carry. If you want to go for kills, if you want to go for invading of the enemy jungle, the mid lane tower and the top lane tower are a perfect one because you have so many angles. You can enter the triangle, whereas pretty much where the Alchemist will want to farm. Defending of the bottom lane tower is going to be very difficult for Lilgun given the start that they had, but I kind of feel like they'll have to do it. But look at this. It opens up the Roche. Polaris are getting everything they need, and with this, I think the aggression will not stop for the next 5 minutes at least.
So, do you actually think Lilgun have to defend bottom instead of trading top? Because I'm under the assumption I think they have to trade top for bottom just so they can open up a little bit more of their own map to maybe get 2 extra jungle camps and maybe an extra wave as Nevermind just kills off Ace 12. I don't know if they get Kishka, although he's still only level 5 and no one to tether to at the moment, so Nevermind's doing a really good job with his second shapeshift usage.
You're up against the wolf and you turn yourself into a pig. I think that's a tactical mistake for sure. And as you said,
okay, zip in. Sanctity is onto Xavius, the soul rip. Not enough for the infused raindrops, but they might still pounce to Sanctity. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Enough to zip and TP out though.
Tower is under attack.
The reason why I think you cannot trade towers is if you go to the enemy tower, they will just jump you and kill you. Okay. If they have vision on you. It doesn't matter who is strong, who is not. The supports that don't even have their level 6s, so you can't even save people with the relocate. So I'm kind of looking towards you jumping with the Storm and the Inkswell onto the Lycan, onto the Queen of Pain. Either one is fine. And if you get the kill, that's going to be quite nice. The Queen of Pain, look at this. He has 1600 HP.
Another long zip from Sanctity. Now Lelouch gonna jump into the middle. Sonic Wave doing decent amount of damage. Lelouch has got some backup, but now that they leash the two together, if they could get the kill on the Queen of Pain, but he's not even dead! Lelouch finally will tick out to the Breathe Fire, but the reinforcements have shown up. Kish got burnt to a crisp as now player lands to Kisses onto the dome of 11's Dragonite, as in the end, Polaris take a 3-for-1 trade.
Courier has been killed.
And you can see that Lilgun, they want to get this bottom part of the map in their favor, because farming the Ancients for the Alchemist, it's not the best move. Okay, he gets a 12-minute Radiance. That's quite nice. The problem is, I don't know if he can join the fight just yet. It's way too dangerous. Right now is a good time for Lilgun to smoke. There is no Mortimer's Kisses. There is no Sonic Wave. So the Alchemist might actually survive. He's going to be protecting everyone with the Radiance from the Lycan. So actually, I'd like for them to fight right now. Lilgun going for a smoke. I wouldn't mind it at all.
Alright, you... Shapeshift is back up. I swear he just used it. So I don't know how Shapeshift's back up. I don't know if he had an Arcane or something. Mid lane 11. It's going to be in trouble. Kish is going to go for the relocate. Will be fast enough. Great reactions from the IO.
They're letting go the bottom tower, which means the bottom part of the map is gone. You taking the top tier 1 right now, as the Ursa has the Aegis, I don't think that's gonna happen. So Lilgun, even with this Radiance, I don't see where the Alchemist will be farming. They had to defend that bottom tower. There was no other way around it. Mass TP killed the Lycan. I think that's the that was their only play. Now they're just at their towers. Look at what 423 is doing, just farming the creeps that get to his tower. This is a big problem for an Alchemist.
Honestly, if there wasn't an Alchemist in this game, would it be like a 10,000 net worth lead? It might be pretty high. I don't know. This is... The fact that it's only 4,000, of course, is inflated heavily because of 423 playing this hero. Dude, look at this.
When you can...
That team is just charging straight past the T2 tower. Like, they have no cares in the world.
Yeah, against an Alchemist, oh, they're actually gonna feed him right now with the zombies. That's quite nice for 423.
Ooh,
He
give it a go.
a buffet here. He's making a mistake hitting his own zombie first, to be honest, though. But who cares? It's still quite a lot of gold. So when playing against the Alchemist, you just don't want him attacking creeps, and this is exactly what is happening. Even though Lilgun, some of their heroes are getting some farm, it doesn't matter. Slowing down the main one is the important thing, because all of their ideas are into that Alchemist. All of their fruit are in that one basket.
Oh, they're hunting Sanctity. They have the Orchid on Lelouch. He does have a haste. So he might die. Oh, off the mark with the Sonic Wave. Lelouch is not going to be able to catch out now in the river. They've ran into Xavius. Natsumi should be able to at least trade a 1-for-1. But again, whenever you're this far behind, you will always take any trade opportunity you can get.
I like what Sanctity is doing. These are some next level shenanigans, for sure. You know, you can't fight. You have to make space for Alchemist, and that's exactly what he's doing. I think that the Queen of Pain might just need to focus on killing the Alchemist. Who cares about the Storm? Let him farm your jungle, and just every single time go for the Alch.
Top lane, they're on him. Kishka once again, waiting the wings to be able to go for the relocate, so he should be alright. And there we go. Doesn't even go all the way back to base. So poor old Kishka's going to be killed off on the return.
It's a valiant death.
It's a support life. It's a good old life.
Not a very long one, but, you know, it's good. Either way. So, Alchemist does survive. He's going for a halberd. As I mentioned, just making sure that the Ursa can't attack is actually going to be a big deal. And with this Ange, when he does finish off the full halberd, he's actually capable of fighting, actually capable of frontlining, and you just need to kill one hero. That's the Queen of Pain, and I don't think there's going to be enough damage on the side of Polaris to finish off the Alchemist. So I'm actually liking how Lilgun are approaching this game, despite it starting off really, really badly for them.
I think for them, their big thing is just looking to try and hit this set of item timings by that next Roshan. If you give second Rosh for free, Ages along with Ag Shot onto the Ursa, then it's always a scary prospect. That is where Ursas thrive. But we are going to see smoke from Polaris. 4 men. Moving to the jungle. It's a beautiful war to the high ground, and Natsumi pounces on anyone that shows up to feed the beast. And now they're looking for more. Maybe through the lane. Although, looks like Kishka's going to be too difficult to be able to catch up to.
Or is he? He has a tether.
Oh, he is a goner, Natsumi and Lelouch. There we go. Godlike onto Natsumi. Now maybe the T2 tower should be soon to fall.
This is the thing. They Polaris started understanding what Lilgun were gunning for, and just forced out the TPs to the base. As soon as you force the enemies to the base, then it's quite easy to dive them. I just don't see a response from Lilgun. The way that they can fight is if the Alchemist used his ulti, went in, and the Storm is jumping in onto the Queen of Pain. They're killing her. That is the way that you win a fight. You kill the Queen of Pain, you reset after the Tombstone, and then maybe you go for something else. It's so many ifs. It's so many things that you have to do right, but I don't think waiting in your base is gonna cut it, so a smoke here does make sense.
Up they go. A long jump. Zip follow up as well. They get the Soulbind connection. So not only do they get the Queen of Pain kill, but they also get Xavius, the price of one. But it looks like Polaris are going to look to turn it around. Natsumi kills off the Dragon Knight. Now instantly to the backline goes the Lycan. Ace 12's going to join him in the grave. Oh, but they land the combo. Natsumi, all they needed was one cookie stun to allow the Mortimer Kisses to get that burst potential, killing off Sanctity. So in the end, I mean, Polaris, it was a 3-on-5 after they lost the 2 to start. And I guess it just really shows how far ahead they are.
It's a problem. This is the thing with Lilgun getting a bit too greedy, thinking that Polaris won't be going in. It is Alchemist staying there to farm the zombies. Either you kill the Tombstone and then you think maybe you can fight, or you just bail after you have done what it takes. You know, you need your Alchemist to be the only viable target for the enemies once the Queen of Pain is dead. If the Queen of Pain is alive, you can't let your Alchemist be a target because he's gonna die. So I'm okay with the jump from Lilgun, but they after that one, they should understand just what their limits are. We get the Queen of Pain kill, we get out immediately.
Well, Xavius will be chased down, but the rest of Dire converging on the location as Natsumi's going to jump to the backline, and the rest of Polaris will follow suit instantly as they get rid of the Grimstroke. But they actually want to turn it back around. Sanctity looking to do his best to kite Natsumi, but a double cookie holds them back. Natsumi hasn't found a window to be able to right-click for the moment, but Radic, they're lacking the stuns, and Lelouch is out. Same with Natsumi. And now they might just go back in.
Again.
They might just go back in. Natsumi, oh, he gets the first hit. Bash, 4-2-3. Kind of for the moment. It's a beautiful Soulbind with the Inkspell connection. The damage is ramping up as Radiant isn't enough to turn it around. It's a godlike show claimed. 11 will find the bonus gold. And they still have the vision on Nevermind, so 11's going to jump back in for another time as Lilgun somehow turn this fight back in their favor. But Polaris, they're not done just yet. Lelouch combined with Xavius. They're going to go for the relocate play. Unfortunately, the Dragon Knight was not requiring that. So he's just going to give away his own life in the end. Poor old Kishka. Or maybe he won't.
That was beautiful now from Lilgun. They understood what they needed to do. The problem is, of course, their Alchemist lost the chemical rage, but overall, they understand perfectly what their idea is. Disarm the Ursa, ignore the Ursa, kill the Queen of Pain, then just posture your Alchemist in front, because the Ursa, he's gonna be missing him quite a lot, and we can see that Natsumi is done with that. He's already thinking about the MKB. The problem is he's gonna need some time before he gets there. Of course, with Lilgun losing the early game that much, the next Roche should be going into the way of Polaris, but still, if they continue fighting like that, I just don't think that Lilgun should stop right now. They shouldn't be afraid. They need to continue fighting. Even going for that Roche engagement isn't going to be that bad.
And it looks like Polaris actually want to smoke. I thought they were just going to brute force their way into the pit, but we do have a smoke on smoke. If Dai gets set up on the high ground, this could be really scary for Lilgun. Polaris, they have to kill the Grimstroke to start the fight, and 11's actually going to jump instead. Cookie to reposition, but he doesn't make it on the low ground. There's a high value target if you can kill him off, but the turnaround, Sonic Wave, Mortimer Kisses, plenty of magical damage that Lilgun just do not have the answers to. 11's able to TP out in the face of danger, but never mind, he's chasing the backline. The Lycan proving to be an issue time after time. As the Eye Actually does get the tether out to safety in the end. It's going to be a 2-for-1 favoring Polaris.
Yeah, I still think the Queen of Pain is your main target. Once Lelouch gets the BKB, that's the big timing when Polaris are gonna be so much stronger, because Queen of Pain will be jumping in first using the BKB and she can't die. The physical damage of Lilgun just is non-existent at this point. The Alchemist doesn't do anything in terms of right clicks, at least not enough to threaten her life. So yep, you killed the Ursa, but if the Queen of Pain is alive, she will take down at least 1 or 2 heroes. So the fight in the worst case scenario for Polaris will be even, and that's okay for them. They're playing against the Alchemist. There's gonna come a time when this guy, no matter how much farm you have, you're not gonna be able to win the game.
They made one attempt to be able to take Roche out of the hands of Polaris, but unfortunately they will not be in a position to make a second attempt back to back, as Polaris get the Aegis along with the Aghanim Shard, and of course the all-important Ag Shard on the Ursa along with the level 15. So Natsumi is well on his way to be able to win this next fight for Polaris.
Yep. If the Ursa jumps in first and uses the Earthshock or the Enrage, the fight is just over for the side of Lilgun. So they need to fight on their own vision. The problem right now, of course, is that their map control just isn't that great. They have only taken 1 tower so far. Sanctity is being found. No TP. They don't see him. Okay, there he is.
Yeah, they just saw him. Sanctity. First stun. Cookie still on cooldown. He's zipping towards Polaris and he doesn't have enough mana. Oh no, Sanctity. Oh, it's been a tricky game for the Storms. Honestly, I don't remember the last time seeing Sanctity having this difficult of a game.
To be honest, I'm actually proud of him in this game. He created space. He got some kills. He did die 9 times, but, you know, with the start that he has had and the entirety of the team, he was the lone space creator, and he actually created enough space without giving too much to the enemies, and still got to a point where he's gonna have the 3 nulls, treads, and the BKB at a decent timing. It is not good, but it is decent, you know. So I'm actually quite surprised that he managed to do so much for his team. He is quite behind, but he has made impact in this game, which is very important, and actually might have given enough to the Alchemist to attempt to carry this game. We'll see if 423 can use that one. He's still topping the network chart.
That he is, but they know at least an idea of where 423's farming, and well, they're gonna get confirmation now. You can always BKB TP out. They don't. They do have the threat of bashes to cancel. They are probably going to know that Kishka's positioning by 423. He's got a TP now. Oh no. Okay. Oh my lord, that was so greedy for not going for a BKB TP.
Yeah, I was like, is this guy for real? But 423 understands that in games like this, you have to be greedy. You have to push your hero to the limit. Sometimes you can lose the game instantly, but if
they're looking to jump,
that's how it has to be.
The ones that are dying. Yeah, if you could bring him down to start before the tombstone's been utilized, and never might commit it with the shapeshift as well. So this is actually a pretty big win for Lilgun. It might give them some breathing room now, knowing that the shapeshift is on cooldown.
They should go for a smoke now. Just to run towards the enemies like madmen. Make sure that you push Polaris back so that they'll have to use up a lot of their time on the Aegis. I think Polaris are just gonna go back, even though Lilgun are not smoking right now. You know how scary it is if Lilgun finds you right now.
See how passive they're playing though for Lilgun. 6,000 deficit, of course. It's all the rest of their heroes are struggling to keep up as they're eyeing 11 bottom. They have to jump, but a little bit hesitant, especially with how tanky this Dragon Knight is. 3,000 max health and always has the BKB if needed. He's pushing further out. Lelouch, he caught tabs of 11. Just gonna BKB TP, so that was his first BKB charge now wasted.
I'd say for those South Park fans, we all know how scary Man-Bear Pig is, but we're gonna have something even more scary here, a Man-Bear Wolf, because Lycan is getting an axe, and the love bite, once it goes to the Ursa, he's, oh, look at how aggressive he is.
No, he doesn't have a BKB, not that it's really gonna protect you versus the swipes, as he sinks his claws further into the skin of the Dragon Knight. And this There's a catapult timing as well, so there's not really much that the Storm can do. Oh, now with the backline jump, Natsumi's onto another. Halbert's out a little bit too late. And Cookie to reposition. They still have Aegis for 50 seconds, so you can reset on Polaris if you want to and go back in. They're going to do just that. They need to bring down the Io. Kishka's proving to be a bit of a nuisance so far as 423 deals with the Tombstone.
Alchemist is still off limits. They can't kill him. They literally can't kill him at this point. He even has a BKB, so even the silence won't be that big of a deal. But no ulti any longer, and that's a problem.
On to Lelouch. BKB was used prior. Lilgun about to respawn, hoping to get the melee Rarix and get out, but they will not have enough time of the Aegis left, so continuing to slowly grow this net worth lead. Nothing crazy, but again, the rest of Radiant are really not getting any farm, and look at this, they're going to instantly smoke outside the base on Lilgun.
They have to take control of their triangle. Let's say if Polaris wanted to take over the map completely, they would go towards the triangle. So now Lilgun are gonna know that their enemies are towards the right, and I don't know if you should fight on the right side.
Oh
Maybe
no!
underneath that vision.
They just got the wolf bite. They just got the wolf bite on Natsumi. I don't know if they can take this fight. Natsumi's going to be such an issue. It's onto Sanctity.
No bash.
Atos a little bit too late. Doesn't get lucky with the bashes to the northern side though. Lilgun, they pounce onto the Lycan. Lelouch is caught out as well with the BKB. Not enough to protect him for the moment. And now Ursa needs to reset as Polaris. They can't use this Aghanim Scepter to their advantage. And 11's still hunting. But not enough mana for the Storm Spirit. It's a long zip in, but not targeting Natsumi. 423 doesn't find his target, so Polaris, they've been able to get out of the area, and in the end, Lilgun, a nice successful skirmish.
Yeah, very nicely done. They caught the Queen of Pain. They caught the Lycan. That is the that was close. That was close. I think you have to kill these supports and the Storm. You don't even look at the Alchemist. You don't think about the Alchemist. He does not exist. He is the last one that you're gonna kill. So the Queen of Pain and the Ursa, they have to kill the supports. They have to kill the Storm Spirit. That is the way to go. They even made an Atos on the Undying, which I don't think I like that much, considering that the Storm has a BKB. So the Atos really won't be that big of an issue for him. I have to say, Lilgun, their lineup is starting to get stronger and stronger.
Natsumi is stalking with the invis. He's got to get pretty goddamn lucky with the bashes. One more afterwards. Not even required. Natsumi, the level 20, that bonus Fury swipes damage. Oh, he's having such a strong game.
Beautifully done by Natsumi. He just needed one bash. You can't get both because there is 2.3 seconds cooldown on it, and the Storm would have been able to zip out, but just at the perfect timing. That third hit or fourth, I think, on the overpower was a bash, just in a perfect scenario for him to finish off the Storm.
No, you're alright. That is honestly the ideal timing, because you need those Fury swipes. If you get it early, then you probably don't have enough stacks to get that kill. Hang on a second. The first aggressive relocate we've seen. And it might not pay off for them. Lelouch is trying to target the Grimstroke off to the other side. It's going to be Lilgun that hit back. They're still going to be cautious though, because Natsumi, the damage deal is into the middle of the fight. Is getting kite at the moment. They don't deal with the Wisp, but the relocate back out to safety in 11. Oh no, the bashes. Natsumi finds him on the cliff. And another casualty of war.
This is what happens when you don't have the Storm. That Linken's the Queen of Pain. Lelouch understands the only thing he needs to do in this game is survive. He is the main target. If he is alive, the damage will ramp up. He'll get into the backlines and they'll clean him out. But I like what I'm seeing from the Eye and the Grimstroke. Two Ghost Scepters. They know who they're up against, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Lycan just gets the Purge creep. I think that's the best course of action. You don't need an Ancient. Just get that little Satyr and make sure that these guys cannot survive. Because if the supports die on Lilgun, the fight is just over. You can easily just jump on the Alchemist and kill him if he's all alone.
100% in agreement. We've really seen the fights that have resembled a decent fight for them has been whenever they've leashed the Quap and won together. Or ideally, it's Quap and Ursa or Quap and Lycan, something like that, the cause together. That's a lot of the control, a lot of the damage, especially because you went the Ag Shard on the Grimstroke for for Mr. Ace 12. But also, we've both been mentioning a lot. Io has to be killed off to start the fight. So, yeah, I'm really big fans of this because we've kind of been harping on the entirety of the game. Just supports #1. Get rid of them, avoid the Elk, and go from there.
There is also this thing here with the Alchemist that he now finally has a basher. So with that, it's not that easy to avoid him. You know, one of your heroes is gonna get gone on the attack speed of the Alchemist. It is insane. The Queen of Pain might not even move and goes down. So that is something that might happen, which is something Polaris probably with the start that they had, they're not happy that it came down to this point that the Alchemist is so damn farmed. There were points in this game where he wasn't attacking anything, but at some point this hero will get a lot of farm, and we can see he's approaching level 20. This is gonna be an interesting thing to see. I think you go for the cleave. You do have a Storm that is gonna have an Aghanim fairly soon, and if he catches 2-3 heroes, that cleave is gonna be detrimental to the health of Polaris. But on the other hand, a double unstable concoction with plus 400 damage, if it's comboed with the Soulbind, could be devastating as well. So I kind of want to see the cleave, but I'm not sure. I think both of the spells have merit to it.
Well, they're Roshing without the Ursa, so it looks like they're going to give the Aegis to someone else. The Lelouch snags it along with the Aghanim Scepter. He's backpacked the Scepter at the moment. I wonder if they still give this over to the Ursa.
Yeah, they do.
Don't worry, Mortimer. I'm still
That does make sense. That does make sense. You know, the Ursa now cannot die, and the Queen of Pain has the Aegis. So the next fight should go into the hands of Polaris. You have the cheese on the Lycan as well. So in my mind, Lilgun, it's going to be very tough for them to kill the cores. And if you just
never
get
mind.
the Tombstone off, you're going to be
Smoke's
quite
gonna
happy.
pop. Is able to get the Shapeshift, but the Abyssal should be able to control him in afterwards. They weren't able to use the Wolf Bite though, so that is huge. Lilgun taking away a valuable target at the start of the fight. Now they might even get the Aegis as
Rest are
well.
coming.
But the rest of Polaris soon to show up to the fight by the secret shot. Natsuma's going to try and deal with the backline. Hasn't got any information, so he wants to try and man-fight the Alchemist instead. Finally, Kishka's going to reveal his position, but the Fury Swipes are stacking up, so 4-2-3.
11 of them.
He has to retreat to the south. Oh, Sanctity! What a vortex! They just get out. Alchemist survives now. Natsumi, though, he's still in fighting shape. He's going to pounce on once more onto 11 as Lelouch. Oh, he's angry. They killed him the once. They won't be able to kill him the second time as the Queen of Pain will be brought down. Revenge for Lelouch in the end, but another okay fight. Like, yes, you lose 2 heroes on Lilgun. You get the buyback on Snapfire. You get rid of the Ages. We are still seeing, though, they're able to take some decent fights.
Yeah, Lilgun are actually doing a really good job in the way that they're initiating. Of course, the Lycan being there alone is a little bit fortunate for them, but they are setting themselves up for success with that nice vision they place down. As soon as they see the Lycan, they jump him and they get the kill. This Queen of Pain against the Basher Alchemist, I think that Lelouch knows how dangerous it is, especially you have the Lincolns, you think you're safe, but the Storm with the Aghanims can pull you through it. It doesn't matter. So Polaris, they're trying to fight right now, 5 versus 3, and this is the thing, Lilgun, without those buybacks, they cannot win this one.
I wonder if they want to go back in as well. You force that glyph. They don't have the best high ground siege. Sanctin's going to jump, hoping for a bash. They haven't got any just yet. Again, they need to be able to deal with the IO. 4-2-3 is well and truly healthy. Look at him standing the ground. 4-2-3 is going to win the man fight. You got to deal with Kishka. You got to kill the IO. He is enabling 4-2-3 through the roof. And this has now put them in prime position. They can get tier 1. They can get tier 2. They might even get tier 3.
Great timing to secure a tier 1 for themselves. 35 minutes in, the tower will finally fall. 4-3, he is dancing around. It really does have reasons to celebrate, because this game, despite Polaris having an 8k gold lead, Alchemist has hit critical mass, and him giving the Axe, let's say to the Dragonite, it's gonna make the DK actually amazingly powerful and almost impossible to kill as well. This is shaping up to be a hard game for Polaris, despite the beautiful start that they had.
It's
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
yeah, this is really looking all good for them. The net worth down to 6k. I mean, you're gonna get another kill onto Snapfire as well. It's gonna try and TP it, but 4-2-3 instantly stops that in its tracks. I think second aggressive relocate we've seen so far from the lads on Lilgun. I'm really worried now because Polaris have not shown really any signs of killing the supports. They've not been able to do so, and we're continuing to harp on it. Io Grimstroke, they have to be killed off, and we just saw what happened. If Io is able to overcharge the Alchemist, he can actually stand his ground and man fight the Ursa.
Yeah, I don't see how they killed the Alchemist. There is a Shard on the Grimstroke. There is a Wisp on their side. And if you want to commit onto the Alchemist, you're just going to get together, which means a beautiful electric vortex from the storm will come through. So I'm quite baffled at what they're doing right now on the side of Polaris. The 3k gold lead is negligible at this point. The Alchemist is the strongest hero on the map, and the thing is though, it's still a bit more difficult to be on the aggressive, you know. The supports are gonna be outside of their base, not on their high ground, which means that Polaris might be able to get on top of them right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, they got a gem as well, which is important. Now you can take away a little bit more of the vision that Polaris have been playing with so far. Because of Polaris having pretty much full map control for almost the entirety of this game, we've just seen how they've been able to really slow the map control that Lilgun have gotten. Like, it's just been this squeezing of the hand, choke them off from any net worth and experience they've been able to get. But now you have the gem, which is a huge thing. You can maybe set your supports up in a little bit better of a location, get these better fights for yourself, which we might see now.
Yeah, but Polaris, they want to buy nullifiers, but they don't have them just yet. These supports, they're gonna survive some time.
There we go. Natsumi with the wolf bite. We haven't seen it so far in the past couple of fights. Instantly! Oh, they got the eye. They got the eye. He's got the relocate. He's going to be able to join the team if need be. 4-2 through to the western side, but they're kiting the Alchemist. So really the first big fight we've seen Polaris execute in quite some time. But Lilgun, they're going to look to retreat. So they've killed off 11. They got rid of Kishka. They also got rid of Ace 12. They did force out the buyback from the eye, but man, Eric, we've been harping on this. We've been harping on this. They got to kill Kishka, and finally they jump. They get rid of the eye in a completely different fight when they do that.
Yeah, and now he also bought back. He didn't manage to get into the fight immediately. If they kill him, that means that the Alchemist is a target. After the IO is dead, if he's dead for a long time, given that he bought back immediately there, it's the Alchemist will finally become a target, and he hasn't been one for a very long time. Mind you, 4-2-3 is 12-1 and 8 in a game where his team is down by 15 kills. That is just damn impressive, and he's looking towards that overwhelming blink, so it's not gonna be the axe given to the DK just yet.
One silver lining, I think, for Lilgun is that they were somehow able to get the gem out of the remnant of that fight. I believe Ace 12 sent his courier inside the fight to be able to pick that one up. So that is at least a minor thing that they're still able to occupy that.
Yeah, that's big. Also, a big thing is that Lilgun, they can't leave the base, so tier 4 items aren't going to be there. They do have the they only have the flicker on the Alchemist, but other than that, they have nothing else. So Polaris, I think that they've finally learned. It took them some time, but I think they've finally learned what they need to do, how they need to approach the fights. The thing is though, if the enemy is in their base and they just go out with smokes, it's uncertain if Polaris will be able to do much. So I kind of feel like Lycan should get a shard so that the waves are constantly being pushed in. If that does happen, then with that kind of info, Polaris can actually play this game properly and without much risk.
We got the level 25s though being picked up for Polaris. Natsumi went for the overpower attacks. The co-op went for the spell block. But a smoke out from Lilgun. They've got very good wards at the moment from Dire, so this would be an ideal spot for them to take a fight.
Yeah, unsuccessful.
Instant scan, and they're going to wolf bite Natsumi. How do they take the fight? Do they charge around? It's a cool looking wolf. It's a really cool looking wolf. Where's he TPing to? Down to the outpost instead. They're going to try and connect on the opposite side. He doesn't have long left on this wolf bite though. Oh, Ace 12? No.
If he knew how close to death he was, he would be sweating right now.
That's a big timing, man. We've seen when Wolfbite hasn't been given to Ursa, these fights have looked kind of awkward. I mean, it's a huge item that you were getting no value out of, and that last fight they made sure they gave the Wolfbite to Natsumi before Nevermind was killed off. So it was kind of a different looking fight, but now you won't have it. I don't know if Dire... So I don't think Radiant have confirmation that Wolfbite was used, so It will be back up, I suppose, in 20 seconds, so nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's not that big of a cooldown. Just 80 seconds is gonna be it's gonna be completely fine. A very low downtime overall. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Polaris right now. They're not risking anything. They're pushing in
They might
all
jump
the lanes.
Xavius.
They want all the info. Oh,
They see him on top of the observe ward. Set a cap. Aeon this pop. Then this will give them some confirmation now that there was vision in the neighborhood.
this is a good time to smoke because you know now that you can kill the Undying before he gets the tombstone off. That is actually a big important part of the fight as well. You don't want your alchemist wasting hits, especially having the basher onto the tombstone. But Polaris, as I said, they did a really good job pushing in the waves constantly, and now they're just gonna go for the Rosh. I really want the Lycan to get the extra. I think he is maybe afraid of it because he's gonna be giving extra gold to the alchemist.
Dude, that rush was so fast. Alright, Lelouch's got Scepter. I thought they would give it to Snapfire just for the gobble up. Send the shapeshift, sorry, the wolf bit and Ursa into the middle, but I don't hate it on the Quap. The knockback's going to be really nice just to kite people 35 seconds at a huge burst.
True. Also, him having the refresher, I think it's the side of Lilgun. They should be covering their ears. There's gonna be a lot of screaming in the next fight, and that's gonna be a ton of damage. We can see how when Polaris just put a foot on the brakes, how they increased the lead to 20k in no time, and now they can actually, with this kind of an advantage, Cheese, Refresher, Aegis, they can find a way to engage. And bottom lane, no tier 3, so that's a good way to start.
4-2-3 is going to put himself. See, Natsumi. Oh, that zip just breaking the smoke. Natsumi's going to try and charge in the middle. 4-2-3 wants to hold him back. I don't know, man. You got to be cautious. You don't have the irony by 4-2-3. What? He doesn't have buyback. Oh no, the rest of the team's going to crumble around him. Grimstroke will rejoin. Sanctity's into the middle. It's a decent vortex with a lot of damage inside the fireball. Sanctity's doing whatever he can to try and delay this game out, but now with the backline, they're getting in shambles. Mortimer Kisses dropped on the dome along with the swipe. So he pops the shard, and it's going to jump into the backline. Double Sonic Wave use, so the burst potential is something that Lilgun weren't able to deal with. The buybacks are flowing in. Sanctity has to be cautious. They're going to jump on.
They don't have the Wisp, though.
That's a big thing. Yeah, they don't have the Wisp. Now, Aoki can't really man-fight the Ursa.
Man, that was so sad. You know, you're like, they can't kill me for the entirety of the game, and Natsumi literally rips him apart in a second with this level 25 talent 9 overpower stacks. It's too much. The Wisp wasn't expecting it, not connecting to the Alchemist, and there it goes. You know, Polaris, as I said, just slowed down. Thought about it. How do we fight? How do we win this game? They had the timing to do so, and now it's time to go.
Oh no, Natsumi's back in. Wolf Bite, Lincoln's all you would ever need to enable Natsumi. And a Sonic Wave for good measure, but he's going to look to buy back. They're all clumped up. They're all clumped up. But the Abyssal Blade instantly after the zip. Storm Spirit's down. That's a dieback. It's going to be all on 4-2-3 to turn this game around and have a hope of them taking game one, but I don't think they're going to be able to. They haven't even tickled Natsumi. They needed the eye to enable 4-2-3 through these later fights. His ace is killed off, and that will be all she wrote. As in the end, it took Polaris quite some time to take a game one, but in 45 minutes they will be able to do so.
This is the thing, when the early game goes so much in your favor, you can just stop at some point if it's not going your way and think long and hard. How do we win this game? Even though from our perspective it looks okay, it's obvious what you need to do: push in the lanes, constantly know where your enemies are, dodge the fights, and only when you see the supports jump in. And Lilgun are just gonna be losing net worth during that time, and then at some point you're gonna be way too powerful. But Polaris, they wanted to go forward. They thought they could kill the Alchemist. They got burned multiple times, but in the end, when they just thought long and hard, they came to a solution, and it seemed to be quite easy once they did so.
Honestly, I'm just happy we got to see a newish hero. Like, I've never been a big fan of the Alchemist, but just the fact that we're in the position we got to see him, and he almost worked out. We saw a couple of times that both sides there. It wasn't a clean game by any stretch. I mean, Polaris had a very, very good like first 20, 25 minutes. It took a couple of bad fights. We saw the Alchemist all of a sudden. There were signs of life. They were growing in power. But then they killed the Eye. They killed the Eye multiple times. The Alchemist fell flat. He couldn't stand his ground and man fight an Ursa who was just as farmed as what an Alchemist was. And in the end, Polaris, they're going to be able to take game one. So they are continuing with their really dominant run so far through the phase 2 of the BTS Pro Series 11. But today, it's been all 2-0s. Will that trend continue, or are Lilgun going to break it here in our last series of the night? We'll find out after the break.